bought it like that.
Yeah.
Painted it once in '05, and you couldn't tell we even painted it.
Old storm windows that been in here for 40 years, and some of the vinyl was off, so when the wind blew, it really shook those windows around, and you could hear, it didn't matter whatever room you was in, you could always hear those windows. If the wind was blowing 20 mile an hour, you could hear those windows. And the masonite siding was chipping away, the paint was coming off, and there were some boards that needed replaced. It just looked terrible, and we needed to do something. I was up at Dodge City, and I was up there by myself, and I went through the 3i show up there in July, and I just stopped by a booth, and the lady there was real nice about explaining some stuff to us about putting siding on our house, and I just was kind of going through the process of listening, and then I brought the idea home to my wife, and she goes, well, let's have them come and estimate how much it costs to do it. And from there, we went from there. They put the windows in, and took the old windows out and insulated them real well to keep the wind out, and they're working great. And then they put the siding on after that. They worked real well together. They did a good job. I talked to the foreman of it, and he explained some things, and he wanted me around. When we first started doing this, they did a real good job. They listened to what needed to be done and what had to be done, and they worked to how I wanted them to work. Well, the main difference was the wind, and we don't hear the wind as much like we used to. For instance, last night there was a little bit of wind that came up, and I could hear something outside, and I thought, what is that? And I looked out the window, and the trees were really blowing. But before that, just a little bit of wind, and you could hear, oh, that wind's up. So that's a remarkable difference right there in these windows. And the siding's the foam siding. It's got the 3 insulation on it, and it's been keeping the house warmer also.
It looks much better.
I'm real proud to have those windows put in, and the siding looks great. You bet. I'd recommend Energy Guard coming and doing a house. They're particular. They get things done how you want them to get done. If you need anything adjusted, they'll adjust it. There were some things on the house that we worked around, and I said, cover this up and work around some things, and they did that. They did a tremendous job. They were there until they were finished with the last nail, the last siding, and I would recommend them to anybody.